So welcome once again, everyone, to this subject, Busifin ABM12-A. We're going to meet every Tuesday and Thursday, 7:30 in the morning. So it's of course this will be your first subject for the day. And a while ago I requested you to respond to this survey. So let's see what your expectations are in this subject. Okay. Can everyone see, guys, okay, let me increase the size so that you can see. Okay, so what are your expectations in this subject, Busifin? Okay, so we have here would be fun and widen my knowledge about finance. Yes, I like that word, guys. That word fun. That's really my intent. That's my goal. It's a very early morning subject, so we would like as much as possible to really have this subject in an environment of fun, of let's enjoy the subject while we learn new things. Based on research, the best way to learn a particular topic or a particular subject is to enjoy learning the subject. So that will really help more in us appreciating the concepts in finance and learning it, deepening our knowledge on finance. Yes, we're going to attempt to really deepen our knowledge about finance. It will cover financial literacy on businesses. Yes, we're going to discuss that. With this course, I expect to learn more about financing business and personal money more effectively and wisely. Okay, that's good, because in this subject, we're not only going to look at business finance, okay, but also corporate finance. And at the last part of the subject, we'll be discussing personal finance. Okay, so very good. This will be covered in this subject. I wish to learn about money, investing, and business. I don't know what exactly will be tackled, but I'm very interested. Very good. Thank you so much for the interest. Yes, we're going to have some topics on investments, because that's what finance is all about. We're going to learn that finance is all about managing our resources. We know that money or cash is not infinite. We know that it's limited. Even the government, guys, that produces or that can print the money, they don't have an infinite well of resource of cash. So that's why the government has to manage their resources very well. And that goes also for corporations, for small businesses, for medium-sized businesses, and even personal, to a personal level. We know that we don't have an infinite amount of cash. So that's why we need to manage our resources. And that's what finance will be all about. No, it's all about money. It's all about investing. Okay. I expect to enhance my knowledge about finance and business industry in order for me to improve my skills and wisdom about the subject. Yes, thank you so much. Yes, that's true. My expectation in this subject is that I'm able to learn how to properly handle the finance in one's business. Okay, so we're going to, as I mentioned a while ago, we're going to learn finance in the context of a business, and not only in a business perspective, but also in a personal perspective. I expect to learn more about financing, to expand my knowledge and discover new things. Since I think in your senior high, this will be the first business finance subject that you're going to have. I think one and only. If I'm not mistaken, you only have one business finance for your senior high. May I know how many accounting subjects you have for junior and senior high? Ilang accounting subjects niyo ba, guys?
We have two, sir.
Two, okay. So you had one last term. Okay, dalawa. Thank you. Did you have one last term?
Yes po.
Okay, and then you have another one now?
Yes po.
Okay, so two accounting subjects and then one finance subject. One finance subject. So may overlap ng konti yung finance at saka accounting, no? But konting overlap lang. It's more of on the use of the financial statements. One main difference between accounting and finance is that accountancy as a subject, uh, deals with the preparation, with the generation of the financial statements. Si finance naman is more on the use, analysis of the financial statements. No? So in this subject, we're not really going to learn how to construct or do the journalizing, do the double entry method. Hindi natin pag-aaralan yon. We will assume that we already know how to prepare financial statements. I I was informed that the level of your accounting is more on the sole proprietorship, no? So hindi natutunan pa yung partnership and corporation accounting. For this subject, we're going to use more yung corporation accounting kasi yung projects nyo will be more on the use of financial statements of corporations. Kasi kung gagamitin natin yung sole proprietorship na financial statements, wala tayong masyado makukuha, no? We will have a difficulty in finding materials about that. Pero yung corporations, marami yun kasi maraming companies ang kadalasan, karamihan, ang structure nila is corporation. Okay, so thank you for the interest. Yes, I hope that I'll be able to really encourage you to be interested in this subject. I expect my enhance my knowledge about finance, okay, skills, and then able to learn how to properly handle the finance in one's business. I think we already discussed that. Okay, fun. Okay, I like this word, no? Fun and useful activities related to math and business. Will use, of course, basic mathematics. Yung ano lang, yung simple lang, yung multiplication, division lang to, no? It's more of arithmetic rather than algebra. So we're not going to make use of algebraic expressions here. So very simple lang. How to properly handle finances, how to create my own financial statements, and know more about finance related to things such as loan. Okay, so yung financial statements, this is more of your personal, yung personal statement of your, let's say, yung expenditures nyo. We will learn this a bit of this when we go to the last topic, which is personal finance. Loans, okay, we're also going to discuss that. And then to learn how to utilize and manage finances appropriately. Yes, finance is really all about the proper use of finances, the management of one's resources. Kasi as I mentioned a while ago, hindi naman bottomless yung ano natin, yung resources natin. It does not come from a bottomless well of resources. Hindi, may limit talaga yon. Finite yung mga resources, finite yung pera, finite yung even natural resources, guys, are finite, no? So it's imperative that we learn how to manage resources and use them optimally so that a firm is able to meet its objectives, whether it's profit optimization, profit maximization, or even for non-government organizations, NGOs. They have objectives of their own. However, in order to meet these objectives, they will need resources. Kailangan pa rin ng pera. So, in whatever type of business, guys, kailangan talaga natin we need cash, we need money in order to meet objectives. Okay, fund management, yes, a bit of fund management, management of financial records. Not really so much on management of financial records, kasi this is more of the accounting side, no? Okay, it's really more of the management of funds. No? I expect to learn many things to help in the future. You bet, guys. The use of finance is not, and even it's not only in the future. It's also in the present. No? Kasi yung mga needs natin of the present, One of the needs is how do you now manage your funds na limited, no? So meron tayong kunyari, meron tayong maraming kailangan i-appropriate. A company may have several expenditures that they need to budget. Pero kung limited yung funds lang, what can they do? So dito na papasok yung management ng funds, no? How do they now properly appropriate the limited funds para yung mabibigyan nila ng funds are those that are really the most important ones, no? Fun, lots of math. Okay, fun, yes. Lots of math. Hindi naman lots of math, guys. Hindi naman to, this is not lots of math in the sense that arithmetic lang, no? And besides, we're going to use Excel, so that hopefully helps us in the computation. Enhance, okay. Apply our knowledge. Yes, this is really more applicatory itong subject na to, no? Really challenging in the sense that siguro many of the concepts here will be the first time for you to meet. Let me pose this question. Okay, who among you have heard of the acronym DJIA? Sige, paki-post nga, guys. Have you heard of the sandali let me sige, ano na lang, word na lang. Let me open a Word file. Okay, thank you, Khalil. How about the rest, guys? DJIA. Okay, so thank you. Thank you for your honesty, guys. Salamat, no? So most of you, if not all of you, have not heard of that term. For example, let's see. Let me write some of the, have you got DJIA, no? DJIA. Okay, in the course of this subject, we're going to learn several acronyms, several terms that most probably you have not heard for the first time, no? An example of that is DJIA. Sige nga guys, i-google nyo nga kung ano ibig sabihin ng DJIA. Let's see if you can find it in Google. I'll give you a few seconds. DJIA. Ano ba yung DJIA na yan? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's a Dow Jones Industrial Average. No? When we go to investment, when we go to the concept of risk and return, we will expose ourselves to terms like this. Ano ba minimeasure itong Dow Jones na to? Ano ba yung Nasdaq? No? So these are things that is important for us as students of finance to know and to understand. In fact, we will learn how to, for example, download some stock prices in Yahoo Finance. We're going to learn that as we go along. No? And then compute for the returns, compute for risk, for example. How do we measure risk? These are things that we're going to discuss in this subject. So in that sense, guys, it could be challenging kasi first time yung mamimit yung mga concepts na to, but it's also interesting. It's very good for us to be knowledgeable about this kasi some of you might be contemplating on pursuing a finance career in the future, no? And I'd like to encourage you to consider that kasi maganda ang finance career, guys, no? It's a robust field. Tapos marami siyang pwedeng yung gawin, no? Not to put down accountancy. Maybe some of you are contemplating on taking a career in accountancy. That's good also, no? Pag na-accountancy kayo, then you take the CPA, and then you pass, you become a certified public accountant, no? Sa finance naman, pwede ka maging CFA, no? Yung Chartered Finance Analyst. The advantage, I think, no, personally, the advantage, I think, of being a CFA as compared to CPA is in the reach, no? Ang CPA kasi pang Pilipinas, no? You get to practice the accountancy program here in the Philippines, in particular yung sa, let's say, sa audit, no? Pag CFA naman guys, Chartered Finance, sige, ano nyo nga guys, i-google nyo kung ano ibig sabihin ng CFA, letter C, then F, then A. Try to see guys, ano ba yung CFA na yan? Kasi I'm sure CPA, I'm sure narinig ninyo na, no? Yeah, correct. No? Chartered Financial Analyst. That's correct. Chartered Financial Analyst. Tapos, on your own guys, read through this kasi that's a global certification. Pag CFA ka, hindi ka lang pang Pilipinas, pang buong mundo ka. You can practice anywhere, guys. If you want to go to the States, recognize yung CFA na charter na yan. No? If you want to go to Europe, pwede rin yan. Yun ang advantage, guys, ng CFA as compared to CPA. Kasi yung CPA, local lang yung ano nun, local yung reach niya, no? Pag CFA, it's global. It's a globally recognized certification. Okay, so some of you, as I said a while ago, might be contemplating on pursuing a career in finance. It's a very good idea, no? Magandang ano kasi you can go into investment, you can go into banking, you can go into several fields of finance, no? So maraming pwedeng puntahan kapag finance. Okay, to learn about, okay, sorry, dito, saan na tayo? Okay, how to handle money, yes. Investing decisions, yes, correct. We're going to discuss this. Running a business, not so much, guys. As far as business is concerned, ang titingnan natin dito yung financial aspect. Running a business will entail yung alam naman natin yung iba't ibang functions ng isang business, no? It will entail looking at the marketing side, looking at the HR, human resource side, production operations, IT, etc. So those are the components of the different functionalities of a business. So hindi natin titignan yung ibang aspects, no? However, guys, it's important to note that kahit anong function ng business, whether it's marketing or HR or operations, kailangan it needs finance, no? So ang finance may say dun sa iba't ibang aspects ng business, whether it's marketing, are we going to kunyari sa marketing, 'di ba? Alam natin yung 4Ps, no? Have you had the marketing already, guys? Nag-marketing na ba kayo? Paki-chat nga. May subject na ba kayo ng marketing? Ngayon pa lang. Okay. So that's good. Kasi pag-aaralan nyo nangyari sa marketing, yung 4Ps, no? Yung product, price, place, promotion. So in any aspect dun sa marketing 4Ps, product, price, place, promotion. Kunyari, price. How will we price? How will we position this product? Anong pricing level ang gagamitin natin? Kailangan ng finance yun, guys. Are we going to introduce this new product? Kailangan pa rin ng finance, finance function. Place or promotion. Mag-establish ba tayo ng branch sa Visayas o sa Mindanao? Kailangan pa rin ng finance function yon. So lahat ng aspects ng marketing, it will need the financing function. HR, yung mga benefits na ibibigay sa employees, kailangan ng finance function yun. Operations. So lahat, guys, lahat ng functions ng any business, kailangan ng inputs ng finance. So finance as a function is very important because it's needed in all the aspects of business. Okay? So especially in terms of financial conditions, yes, we're going to look at that. Manage the firm's money, yes, we already mentioned that. Okay? I can understand well. Yes, hopefully guys, clear yung pag-explain ko. I'll try my best to really explain it well so that naiintindihan natin yung topics natin. Handling of money, yes. To be chill, yes, sana. Gusto ko rin to, no? Thank you for this, no? Chill siya, fun siya, hindi tayo stressed, nag-enjoy tayo. Let's target that, no? And hindi lang ako guys ang gagawa niyan. It should be collective. Tayong lahat, no? So participate in the activities. Okay? That's what I'll be requesting you to do, no? Be here, be in the moment. Ano ibig sabihin be here? Ibig sabihin, sana andito kayo sa class na to. Hindi ko kayo nakikita, siyempre, di ba? Hindi naman kasi tayo face-to-face. But I hope you'll set aside first whatever you're doing and then just focus and be in the moment. No? Ibig sabihin, be in the moment. Kung nandito tayo sa klase natin, 7:30, be here, no? Participate and join us. And we'll really attempt to have fun in this subject. Learn a lot, yes. I'll be able to use this in the future, yes. Not only in the future, but present. We can learn thoroughly and widen our previous understandings. Yes, as I mentioned a while ago, guys, may mga topics dito na first time yung mamimit, no? So, I'm sure mawawiden yung natin, yung appreciation natin in the context of business and personal finance. Okay, also widen my knowledge, okay? Funds or money wisely. Learn more about finance, okay. Planning and budgeting, yes, we'll have topics on planning and budgeting. Okay, so thank you so much for your expectations. I'm sure that hopefully we'll be able to meet 99% of this. Okay, and I hope we have really fun in this subject, lalong-lalo na umagang-umaga, di ba? So sana my prayer is that hindi boring yung natin yung subject natin. Okay, what one word that comes to your mind? Money. Okay, money, investment, money, 13, 14, 15, 16. So almost 90% plus said that this is all about money. Yes, that's true. No? Kasi talagang ang finance talaga deals with managing money, managing cash, managing our resources. So that's what we're going to learn in this subject. Yes, wealth optimization, investments, it's related to business, and also it's related to your personal finance. Okay, dito naman sa Excel, guys, okay, may tanong ko lang, guys, practice nga lang natin sandali yung poll, sandali let me see kung nag-work yung poll natin dito. Add a question, sandali. Let me, a few seconds, guys, let me create this poll. While I'm writing, guys, nakikita nyo ba yung sinusulat ko na poll? Nakikita nyo ba? Okay. Yeah, sige. So, I'm creating this question. Excel as a tool. Did you have a subject where Excel was taught and used? Sige. I-save ko na to. Okay. And then, I'm going to share it with you now. Okay. Paki-sagot nga, guys. Okay. So, good. Good. Okay. So, so let me just follow up on this question. Sa buong term na yun, Excel lang yung inaral nyo or it was taken with other office office software like Word or PowerPoint? O Excel lang ba? Ganda natin. Okay, so 100% guys. Okay. Stop share na. All right. So you know Excel, no? Based on what you wrote in the poll, alam niyo Excel, Yung level, okay, basic. Okay, most of you answered basic Excel. Yung iba may advanced function in Excel. Okay, for example, yung nag-advance, have you used the function PMT? Sige, paki-chat nga guys. PMT function. Who among you have, yes or no lang guys kung nagamit nyo na ba yung function like PMT? Or NPV function? Or IRR function in Excel? Or cumulative principal function? Okay, examples lang yan guys sa mga advanced functions. Okay, let's see. Okay, good. Good guys kasi this is an opportunity to learn. So in this subject, we're going to 100% Excel tayo So hindi tayo gagamit ng calculator. Excel lang talaga tayo kasi in the real world guys, hindi na nagka-calculator. Unless guys, mobile ka tapos you're using a financial calculator, ginagamit pa rin yun. Pero ngayon yung apps ng Office sa Mac o sa iPad, powerful na rin yung Microsoft Office So ginagamit na rin nila instead of using financial calculators. No? So as I said, guys, in this subject, we're going to use advanced functions in Excel, and we're going to learn that. And you'll see the power, the utility of using these functions in Excel. Okay, so our finals will be two reports, one in financial ratios and another one in case report. How do you want the grouping to be done? Okay, 100%, gusto your own choice of group mates. Okay, so we'll do that. So next meeting, guys, i-group na natin kayo. No? We're going to split you already into groups. So there will be two types of groupings. One group for financial ratios and another group for case report. Now, dapat wala kayong parehong group mate sa pangalawang project, yung case report. So for example, you're four. Maximum of 4 yung natin, yung grouping, 4 members. Kunyari sa financial ratios, kasama mo yung mga kaibigan mo, pero dapat sa case report, guys, wala ka dapat nakasama sa financial ratios. No? So dapat other group mates dapat yung kasama nyo sa case report. Okay. All right. So any questions, guys, so far for this survey? Kung ano yung lumabas sa survey natin? Any questions? Any clarifications? Okay, clear naman so far? Okay, thank you. Sorry ito yata yung kanina. Question ko clear so far, guys. So paki-chat kung yes, clear so far yung discussion natin. Although hindi pa tayo nagdi-discuss ng lesson, ano? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Rain. The others, yan. Thank you, Juliet. Okay, Sophia, thank you. Okay, Phoebe, salamat. Pauline, okay, Ashley. Okay, good. Okay, thank you everyone. Although yung iba hindi ko pa nakikita nagre-reply, nagre-respond. Okay, thank you. Okay, salamat. Okay, so may I invite you now to open our Okay, salamat. Okay, let's open now our Canvas site. And let's go to course overview. Okay, so course overview, ABM12A. So let's go through this. Welcome students. As you know, guys, our course is called Busifin, and it's all about business finance. Although, as I mentioned a while ago, we're going to spend some time also looking at personal finance. Magkaiba kasi yung business finance sa personal finance. So what's business finance? Well, in a nutshell, guys, it's all about managing a firm's money. As far as business finance is concerned, no? It's all about managing a firm's money or cash. And why do you have to manage money? Kasi nga, sabi ko kanina, money is not an infinite resource. No? Finite yan. May hangganan yan. Hindi naman pwede yung government, for example, if we're looking at the government as an institution, so kunyari ngayon yung build project ng current administration, no? Maraming roads, maraming bridges, maraming ginagawang infra projects. Of course, we know that it needs money, no? Whether it's the PPP project, no? Third party project, no? Kailangan pa rin ng cash, kailangan pa rin ng finances. So the government has to manage its resources very well. On a corporate level, we know guys na ang mga companies, hindi infinite yung resources yan, hindi infinite yung cash yan. So they will have to know how to allocate, appropriate their limited amount of cash to projects which they feel are very important, no? To sustain the business. So it's all about managing the firm's resources. Business finance role is ensure that a business has adequate operating funds. Okay, in your accounting, you learned about sole proprietorship, di ba? Okay, kahit ba sole proprietorship, sige, let me ask you, can you chat guys, think of a business, a sole proprietorship. Let's say, service pa lang yata yung tinignan nyo, no? Service business, guys. Think of a service business, tapos, isipin nyo kung yung service business na yun, paano nila kailangan ng pera? Bakit nila kailangan i-manage yung money nila, yung cash nila? Okay, may I invite you guys to write there in the chat box. Think of a service business lang kasi yung pala yung tinignan nyo sa accounting nyo. Can you think of one? Okay. So I hope may volunteers tayo na sumagot. Anyone, please? Okay. So Roy, thank you so much. Sige. Roy, could you please share your answer to the class? Laundry shop. Tapos guys, so nga pala, unless na sinasabi ko na privately, may I request that you answer to everyone, yung answer to everyone para makikita nila. So let's, Roy, okay lang ba na explain mo kung a laundry shop, in what way does a laundry shop need to manage its finances?
Hello po, sir.
Yes?
Could you repeat the question po?
Sorry. Roy, ang sabi ko, you answered laundry shop, di ba?
Yes, sir.
In what way does a laundry shop need to manage its finance?
How does it need to finance?
How does it need to manage its finance?
Ano po, sir? I think
Kasi ang laundry shop ba, kailangan niya ng cash? Kailangan niya
Yes,
ng
sir.
pera? O, tapos paano niya mamamanage kaya yon? In what way na kailangan niya i-manage yung pera?
Ano po, they check po their the income they get from their services, tapos they will do their best not to spend so much more than what they could get po from their
Okay?
service.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
how they need to.
How about the
finance.
resources? Kailangan ba na resources ng What resources does a laundry shop need?
Detergent, washing
detergent,
machines, or kung if it's a simple laundry business, edi manpower po.
Oo.
Yun
Sige,
po.
sige. Sorry let me cut you there. You mentioned a while ago washing machine. Okay? So what type of asset is washing machine?
Equipment.
Yeah, equipment siya, di ba? Okay, now, pag magsiset up ka ng laundry business, kailangan di ba ng of course, kailangan ng washing machine and its equipment. It's a long-term asset.
Yes,
Diba?
sir.
Expensive ba siya?
From experience, yes po, it is.
Oo. Well, it does not the price does not compare with a detergent, no? And
Opo,
tapos,
sir.
pag maglo-laundry shop ka, Isa lang ba bibili mo na ano na washing machine?
Hindi po, sir.
Oo, di ba? Siyempre, expect kasi kung for you to be patronized, kailangan marami kang machine. Kasi your revenue will only be as high as the number of your machines. Kung iisa lang yung laundry shop mo, limited ka lang sa isang customer, no?
Yes, sir.
Pag marami, pwede kang maraming customers. Yeah. So, in terms of machines, kailangan ng financing 'yan, kailangan ng funds. So, you mentioned a while ago yung mga supplies, 'di ba? Yung detergent, etc., no? Okay, pati yung manpower nga na mention mo nga, Roy, 'di ba? Yung staff.
Yes, sir.
Kailangan 'yan, may mga expenses 'yan in terms of salary, no? Compensation, etc. Okay. So, thank you very much, Roy. That's good, no? Salamat dun sa pag-share mo. That's very correct, no? Yung in-explain mo. Okay, thank you, Roy, no? Okay, si Christian naman ang sinabi printing. Could you share, Christian, kung ano naman yung sa printing business, ano naman yung paano minamanage yung funds dito?
Hello, sir. Can I be heard po ba?
Yes, Christian, I can hear you. Thank you.
Actually, sir, it's almost the same with Roy, like with the equipments, the
Yeah.
staffing. I think one thing that was not mentioned a while ago was the rents po.
Yeah.
Yung utilities. If you are going to rent a place where you can place that business po.
Yeah, very good.
Also din po, also to consider the lifespan of the equipments that we have to replace at some point of our time, especially the printers that does not have that really long lifespan. Maybe it should be replaced within a couple of months or what. And also the inks, papers, etc.
Yeah. Tama, no? Tama, yung mga supplies yan, yung mga ink, etc., yung paper. Okay. So thank you, Christian. So I think any business, no, kahit maliit na business yan, small business to medium size to a big business, pare-parehong may concern yan about finance. Pare-parehong may concern yan about how they should manage their resources. Of course, alam natin na magkakaibang degree or level ng concern yan. A small business will of course have a let's say to a certain degree mas maliit yung concern nila. Unlike a big business, kunyari construction business ka, syempre malaki yung mga challenges in as far as the managing its resources is concerned compared to a small sari-sari store, no? Kahit ang sari-sari store, guys, kailangan din i-manage yung funds yan. Okay? So whatever the size of the business is, kakailanganin nila ng finance, kakailanganin niya ng management of finance, no? It's all about managing a firm's money. Okay. By the way, guys, ano lang tatanungin ko lang. Kanina na na-mention na for example, yung sa laundry business, yung sinabi ni Roy. Anong tawag natin dun sa detergent? Okay. Anong tawag natin if you take a look at the balance sheet, yung assets, saan papasok yung detergent? Anong classification ng assets? So this is a quick review of your accounting. Anyone? Supplies. Okay. Hindi ba inventory yan? Will it fall under inventory? Yung detergent ba yan? Papasok sa inventory yan? What do you think? Any guess? Ang example nyo pa lang, guys, Ang example nyo pa lang sa accounting nyo, sole proprietorship, service business. Wala pa kayong merchandising? Yeah, okay. Thank you, Roy. Yeah. Okay, so this is perfect yung sagot ni Roy, no? Thank you. Thank you, Theo, din sa, sa pag-answer, no? Tama si Roy, no? Sabi ni Roy, if the detergent is to be sold, I guess it would be inventory. Tama, no? So yung, assuming guys na yung laundry shop, ginagamit nila yung detergent doon para, not necessarily to sell, yung detergent, then it should not be part of inventory. Kasi technically, ang inventory, these are items bought by the company and which is intended to be sold to others, no? So that's why, ang example nito, kunyari, sa merchandising, no? Bibili ka ng item, kahit i-repack mo yan, tapos ibebenta mo, that's inventory. So what do you think, guys, sa manufacturing businesses? I think you have learned in your accounting subject, in your basic accounting subject, na tatlong forms of business, di ba? Pwedeng service, pwedeng merchandising, pwedeng manufacturing. Sa manufacturing, guys, meron bang inventory dyan? Okay, let me rephrase my question. Sa service business, pwedeng magkaroon ng inventory, pwedeng wala rin. No? Kunyari, if you're printing, no? If you're okay, ano pa bang ano? Kunyari barber shop, no? Barber shop, so you sell your service to cut the hair. Tapos hindi ka naman nagbebenta ng mga lotion, ng mga alcohol, ng tonic, ng mga suklay, no? So hindi inventory 'yon, yung mga items 'yon. Kasi you're not selling it really. You're using it for the operations. So supplies nga siya. Sa merchandising, there will be inventory kasi sa merchandising business, you buy the items and then you sell it, no? Paano naman pag manufacturing? May inventory ba sa manufacturing? Yes, thank you, Kai. In what form? Thank you, Theo. Thank you, Christian. In fact, guys, sa manufacturing, tatlong klaseng inventory. Would you know what are the three different types of inventory for as far as okay, yes, correct, no? Tama si Christian, tama si Theo, no? So let me write that. So we're talking of inventory here, just as a review of your assets, no? So kapag remember guys, ang inventory are items that are purchased by the company and intended for sale to, no? Inventory. So pag manufacturing, usually tatlong layers ng inventory. No? Tatlo. First is your raw materials, okay? And then the last is your finished goods. Finished or processed goods. Ano yung nasa gitna dito, guys? What's the other type of inventory for a manufacturing firm? Anyone? Okay. Thank you, Christian. Yes, it's semi-finished or we call it the WIP. Okay, ang tawag sa kanya is, sandali. May nag-chat. Yeah, thank you, Kai. It's called the work in process, no? Kita yung sinabi ni Kai dito. It's called work in process. You're correct. Thank you. Wait. So that's your WIP. No? Work in process. So that's manufacturing. Now, importante to guys, minamanage to, no? Minamanage itong inventory natin. Kasi ang inventory will be the source of your revenues for the company. Diba? Pag manufacturing ka, yun ang soul mo, yung product na pinoproduce mo. Tapos kung hindi na ma-manage yan, then that could lead to losses for the company. Kunyari, nag-produce ng millions or billions of units of the item. tapos hindi nabebenta, how will the business survive kung yung inventory hindi na ma-manage? So that's actually part of finance, no? Ang function ng finance calls for the management of resources. Yung resources na yon, they come in the form of money or they also come in the form of other assets, no? Kasama dun yung inventory. So the finance function calls for managing inventory. Kaya nga pag-uusapan din natin to later on when we go to ratios, no? Yung inventory, importante na minamanage yan kasi sabi nga natin, yan ang nagiging bread and butter ng company yan eh. Di ba, guys? Do you agree? Whether it's a big corporation like San Miguel, no? San Miguel Beer, or San Miguel Foods, or Pure Foods, or whatever, guys, big companies, manufacturing companies, they buy raw materials and then process it, then convert it into finished product, and then of course they have to sell it, no? Kasama dun sa sa process ng pagmamanage itong inventory na to. Tapos kasama din yung kunyari nabenta na, tapos pwedeng on account, pwedeng nabenta, tapos receivables. Kasama yung sa pag-manage ng receivables, function din ng finance yan. Okay? So finance really has a wide scope as far as the life of a business is concerned. Maraming aspects ng business ang sakop ng finance. Okay? So as we were saying, kailangan adequate yung operating funds. Kasi pag hindi adequate yung operating funds, well, that could spell problems to the company, no? Tapos, there are three very important activities which is the focus of finance, no? And they are OIF, ito yung tatlong to. Okay, let me write that. They are the operating activities. So operating, investing, at saka financing. Okay, let's briefly talk about this. Pag sinabi mong operating, guys, it talks about yung mga short-term assets, yung mga current assets ng firm. Okay, so finance talks about, or finance is responsible for managing operating activities ng firm. Kasama dyan yung sa operating, syempre kasama dyan yung short-term assets natin, whether it's cash, no? Or mga receivables or inventory, no? So pasok yan, guys, sa operating aspect ng business. So importante yung finance kasi finance helps in managing these operating assets. Tapos what do you think about investing activities, guys? Ano yung focus nito? Yung investing activities ng isang business. Anyone? Pag sinabi natin investing naman, ano yung focus nun? Which aspect of the business is looked up? Okay, long-term assets. Yes, thank you. Salamat for those who answered. You're correct. Long-term assets. Okay, example niyan, guys, yung mina-mention kanina, washing machine. Okay, yung printer, yung mga printers, those are parts of your investing. Tapos, kailangan tinitingnan ng finance, guys, kung is it worthwhile to add, let's say, add 5 washing machines. So, bago bibili yung business, kailangan aaralin yan, guys. And there will be mathematical computations for that. Okay? So, ang tawag dyan, which we're going to look at later on, capital budgeting, no? Titingnan natin kung okay ba na magdagdag tayong ng 5 washing machine o 3 printers, no? If you're a printing shop. So hindi lang basta-basta bibili yung company. Kailangan aaralin yan, titingnan kung ano yung initial investment, ano yung mga cash flows na ma-generate for that. Okay, tapos na-mention kanina ni Christian na may life yung asset, no? May life yung asset. So ilang years yan? Ilang years natin pwede magamit yung asset na yan? So, what will happen now at the end of the life of the asset? So lahat ng mga factors yan, guys, from cradle to the grave, no, of the asset, that will be considered in determining whether we should invest in that asset or not, no? Mga long-term asset na yan. So that's investing, no? And then thirdly, yung financing function of finance, no? Ano naman yung tinitingnan sa financing activity? What do we look at there? Anyone? Any guess kung ano yung tinitingnan ba dyan sa ano? Sa financing activity na yan? Okay, let's see. Capital loans. Okay, you're correct, no? Owners, withdrawal, capitals, bank. Okay, you're correct. Tama yung sinagot ng mga classmates natin, ano? Thank you for answering. Okay, let me just acknowledge. Kai, thank you. Owners, withdrawal, and capital. Okay. Christian, loans. Roy, capital. Okay, thank you. You're correct, no? So let's go back to the basic accounting equation. You learned this, guys, from your accounting, that alam natin na assets, di ba? Ito yung basic accounting equation natin. Assets is equal to liabilities plus yung equity, no? Natutunan nyo dito, yung equity is owners, kasi kung sole proprietorship, owners capital kayo, no? Owners capital. Pag partnership, guys, owners S apostrophe capital. Ito sole proprietorship, isang owner lang. Pag partnership, owners S apostrophe capital. Kapag corporation na, it's now called stockholders equity. Plural then, stockholders equity. So this is the difference between or pwedeng tawagin tong common stock, depende sa klase ng stock na ini-issue ng company. Okay. So ito yung differences ng equity, sole proprietorship, partnership, tapos ito yung corporation. So dito sa subject na to, mag-focus tayo sa corporation. Kasi guys, mahihirapan kayong kumuha ng mga companies na sole proprietorship lang para dun sa final projects natin. Okay, so as I was saying, guys, ito yung resources owned by the company. Assets, it can take the form of short-term assets, yung current assets natin, or long-term assets, no? And in order to finance the assets, a company can opt for borrowings or infusion ng capital ng owner. So yung assets, it's either financed by inutang ng company or infusion ng capital ng owners ng company, whether it's a single proprietorship or partnership or corporation. Now, yung financing function, guys, takes a look at this. How do we finance our assets? Okay, uutang ba or capital infusion ba yan ng owner? Yan ang isang role ng finance, no? Kasi pag-aaralan dito, ano bang mas maganda? Utangin yan or gamitin yung internal funds ng company through what we call retained earnings, or encourage more shareholders, new shareholders, or pwedeng yung mga dating shareholders, magdadagdag pa sila ng capital. So sino magde-determine yan? It's not marketing, no? It's not HR. It's not operations. It's finance. That's the role of finance. Finance ang magsasuggest na mas maganda siguro kung utangin natin yan, no? And there's a way to compute for that, kung ano ba mas magandang financing. Okay? So lahat na to, guys, yung in-explain natin, ito yung sa isang negosyo, sa isang business operations, whether you're talking of operations, nafe-feel din dyan, guys, yung influence ng finance. Okay? Kasi usually yung CFO, guys, or yung controller, titinan niya kung minamanage ba ng company yung mga assets niya. No? Paano ginagamit yung cash? Yung cash ba nakaano lang sa bangko, or yung excess funds ba dinalagay ba sa short-term investments like marketable securities? Okay, yun ang tinitingnan ng finance. Okay, so kamusta naman yung yung pag-manage ng receivables. Kamusta naman yung yung nakokolekta ba yung mga receivables on time, or matagal yung collection kaya nagkaka-problem yung company sa 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 cash. Inventory, gaano ba kabilis lumabas yung inventaryo ng company. So these are things that are within the province of finance, yung operating. Kasama yung investing, guys, sabi natin, yung capital budgeting issues, mag-i-invest ba sa panibagong equipment na to o hindi. Lahat yan, guys, kailangan sound decision making yan. Hindi pa pwede yung feel ko, hindi pa pwedeng ganun. Yung feel ko dapat mag-invest. Hindi pa pwedeng ganun. Kailangan may theoretical, sound, sound way in order to determine whether a company should invest, no, or not. And lastly, as I mentioned, yung financing. In order to determine how will an asset be financed. Should it be by taking up a long-term loan, which we call, ang tawag natin dyan, guys, later on, pag-aaralan natin to, a bond. No? A bond is a long-term borrowing. No? So parang parang contract yan between the company and the lender na I promise to pay this amount. Of course, may interest component yan. Okay, I'm borrowing 1 million. Okay, tapos interest of 10%. 10%. Tapos monthly yung payment, etc., etc. So may contract yan, and you call that contract a bond. No? That is kung hihiram tayo using liabilities, or kung yung pwede mag-issue ng panibagong shares of stock, equity yan. Okay, so these are things that are in the province of finance. No? Lahat yan dinidiscuss sa finance, operating, investing, and financing. So kailangan, guys, yung decision na yan, whether it's operating, investing, financing, kailangan careful, wise, at saka effective. Okay? A business that has the ability to operate without any financial hiccups or problems, like running short of cash, and at the same time making sure that funds are secure and well invested for long-term gains, will most probably succeed. No? So napaka-importante ng role ng finance sa isang business. Okay? So I hope I have convinced you enough that this subject is really very important in order to understand how a firm can manage its business from a financial perspective, so that the probability of it succeeding is heightened. No? Of course, guys, may mga force majeure talaga, may mga katulad ng COVID. No? Alam natin na maraming businesses ang nag-close shop. No amount of good finance would have been able to save the company. No? Marami nag-close ng shop talaga na hindi talaga kinaya. Kasi syempre, walang mga customers. So, may ibang nag-survive, no? And it was really with the use of really prudent finance, and also creative ways in order to how to tap customers despite the pandemic. Okay, so whether it's generating more profits for business, exploring new products and markets, dito marketing function to, pero importante pa rin yung finance dyan. Creating more assets, operating expenditures, guys. Tapos another aspect of finance, guys, is managing risk. Wala ibang function ng business na hinahandle to. Marketing will not do that. Operations will not do that. And HR, IT will not do that. Ang role ng pagmamanage ng risk is finance. Kasi ang business, guys, exposed to several risks. It can be market risk, it can be economic risk, it can be business risk. Okay? It can be interest rate risk. We can talk about several risks that a business is exposed to. Okay, and finance takes the primary role in shielding or mitigating against this risk. Kaya ngayon may mga office, may mga functions ngayon sa mga big companies na CRO, no? Would you guess, guys, ano yung CRO? Alam natin CFO, COO, CEO, meron ding CIO, have you heard of CIO and CRO, guys? Ano kaya yung CIO? Anyone, could you chat here in the chat box? Kung ano ibig sabihin ng CIO and CRO? These are new functions. Lalo na pag, yeah, CIO, correct? Thank you. Thank you, Khalil, and thank you, Christian. Tama, CIO yon. So this is more of the IT function. How about CRO? Yeah, correct. That's the Chief Risk Officer. We'll go through this later on, guys. Titingnan natin, many companies have folded, even big companies, because it was not able to mitigate against the risk that the company was exposed to. So ngayon, guys, importante na tinitingnan yung risk that a company faces. The potential that that a company could close shop. Lalo, guys, mga bangko. No? Meron tayo sa bank, tinatawag na VAR. No? Let me just write that. Sige, tingnan nyo nga, guys, kung ano ibig sabihin nito. So marami tayong terms na makikita talaga sa finance. No? Oops. Okay, could you kindly check, guys, ano tong terms na to? VAR and CVAR. Yeah, correct. Thank you. Yeah, that's value at risk. No, thank you. So value at risk, no? Yun ang ibig sabihin ng VAR. Yung CVAR, how about CVAR? Yes, conditional value at risk. Pag bangko, guys, very important yung value at risk na yan. So, although we're not going to discuss this kasi this is a topic that's part of a subject in finance called risk management. So if you're going to follow a career, if you're going to enroll, for example, in financial management sa DLSU, may ganyang subject kayo. Titingnan nyo, guys, yung kung paano kino-compute yung VAR na yan. Ano ibig sabihin yan? No? So it's a subject that you're going to take in the undergrad kung magfa-finance kayo. Value at risk and conditional value at risk. Okay, so that's also part of the finance function. Yung ima-manage mo yung risk. No? Of course, managing the cash flow of a business. The finance function will always be at the forefront. Okay? So that in a nutshell, guys, is what we expect. Tinignan natin yung functions of finance, yung important ng finance as a function in managing a business. So what are the topics that we're going to discuss in this class? Nagsimula na actually tayo dito, no? Introduction to Financial Management, and we'll continue with this next meeting. Medyo, by the way, guys, no? Nagagamit nyo ba itong ano? I discovered, kasi first time ko nagamit itong ano, yung Britannica School Asia. Now, I strongly urge you to look at this, no? To use this to get more materials. No? Itong Britannica School, I'm sure magaling naman kayo sa ganito sa paghahanap ng ano. So let's search. For example, I want to dali, paano ba to? Search. Okay, so for example, I want to know about business finance. So dito may mga resources tayo na pwedeng tingnan, no? Finance and economics, business finance. So there are may mga pwedeng quick brief articles about business finance. So let's optimize the resources, guys. Let's make full use of this. For example, Iaano ko na to sa inyo guys, igagawin ko ng required reading for next meeting, no? Basahin nyo tong Business Finance ng Britannica School High kasi makakatulong to, no? I've gone through this. Okay naman yung ano niya, as a brief introduction on this, no? So could you tapos may mga related articles diyan. Okay, so hindi tayo we're not experiencing a dearth of lack of materials. Hindi. Marami tayong materials na pwede magamit, and it's really up to you guys to really navigate through this. Yari si George Soros, sino to? So pag-uusapan din natin to, no? Kung sino tong mga to, and it's good to be informed, no, about who these people are, ano yung role nila sa finance, ano yung mga ginawa nila. Okay, so let me go back here. Oops, saan yung ano natin? Okay. So ano yung topics natin guys? Introduction to financial management. We're already starting with that. So these are the things that we're going to look at. Okay, yung mga iba't ibang financial institutions. Okay. Ano yung mga iba't ibang financial instruments? What is the flow of funds in an organization? No? Ano tong flow of funds na to? And ano ba yung role ng financial manager? So in the next few sessions, ito yung titingnan natin guys. This is what we're going to focus on. After that, we're going to look at our module 2 will be financial statements, preparation, analysis, and interpretation. Not so much on the preparation, more on the analysis and interpretation. So basic na financial statements, okay? But we're going to focus more on corporations. And then we're going to take a look at different ratios, liquidity, solvency, stability, profitability, and even market value ratios. We're going to learn how to perform vertical and horizontal analysis. Siguro papalitan natin to. We're going to make use of corporation. I think it would be better guys that we focus on corporation kasi although hindi pa kayo nakakapag-accounting for corporation, I'm going to explain naman. Ang difference lang naman nila guys is more on the sa equity side kasi sa equity side kapag sole proprietorship, isa lang makikita natin doon, capital. Pero pag corporation, medyo mas marami lang ng konti yung equity elements natin. Okay? So after that, guys, we're going to compute the different ratios, analyze it, and interpret the financial ratios. So very important sa atin to. In fact, your final project will be about financial ratio analysis. So hindi kayo makakagawan kung hindi natin na-discuss to. No? Okay, and then we're going to go into financial planning. Okay, so magba-budgeting tayo dyan. We're going to prepare cash budget, production budget, and then we're going to do some projection of financial statements. And then kasama dito yung how to manage cash, receivables, and inventory. Tapos dito naman guys, sa module 4, this will be now more on the financing side. No? Short-term borrowing and long-term funds. We're going to take a look at loan requirements. Okay? And then dito guys, dito papasok yung yung paggamit ng Excel in computing for the present value and the future value. We're going to learn what's the difference between nominal rate and effective rates. Then we're going to learn how to use Excel in preparing a loan amortization schedule. Titingnan natin kung kunyari mag-loan tayo sa pag-ibig, no? HDMF. Kung paano HDM, yung Home Mortgage Development Institute ba? HDMI or HDMI yata. No? So paano makakapag-loan amortization, whether you're mag-loan tayo ng pag-ibig o mag-loan tayo sa kunyari ng car or ng motorcycle, titingnan natin kung paano natin gagawin yan, no? And then okay, we're going to apply mathematical concepts in investment problems. And then risk and return, dito magko-konting ano tayo ng how to compute for risk and how to compute for return. Of course, using Excel. And then investment, guys, introduction to investment. So we're going to take a look at the different types of investments, stock investments, mutual funds, etc. No? And then ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina, yung managing personal finance. Okay, management philosophies, management, money management cycle, and we'll take a look at some sound principles in earning, spending, saving, and investing money. So for example, guys, kunyari may ano kayo, may pondo kayo, no? Okay, of course, I know na hindi pa naman kayo nag-work, but you get funds from your parents. Binibigyan kayo ng allowance. Binibigyan kayo, for example, ng pambili ng gadget. A prudent finance investment decision, I will say, bibili na ba ako papalitan ko na ba yung iPhone 11 Pro Max ko? Bibili na ba ako ng bagong iPhone 12 Pro Max? I used to be like that, guys, when I was younger. Pupunta pa ako ng Singapore para bumili ng bagong gadget na wala pa dito sa Pilipinas. And then looking back, guys, I feel so foolish, no? Na naging parang addict ako dun sa new trends, no? Sa panahon ngayon, guys, it's always good. It's not bad not being not having the most modern gadget. Dati I fell victim to that also. Naging addicted ako sa technology. Pero ngayon, guys, as early as your age, it will be good to learn prudent financial decision making. Okay, should I just invest this in stocks rather than buy the new iPhone? Gumagana pa naman yung iPhone ko. Pwede pa naman to. So why will I buy this new gadget? I-invest ko na lang kaya sa stocks to, di ba? Okay, so that could be a good decision making, no? Kung ganun ang gagawin. Kasi if you're just going to put your money in the bank, so it earns, I don't know what's the prevailing rate ngayon ng savings, kanya 0.5% ba? Imagine 0.5% for the whole year. Tapos may katas pa na 20% yan, na final tax, no? So 20% will go to Big Brother, to the government. So 0.4% lang per annum yung kinikita ng pera mo. Good news? In a sense, good news because that's better than just putting your money under your pillow. Kasi ayaw mo ilagay sa bangko, so linalagay mo lang sa alkansya. That's very risky, no? Kasi baka masira yung pera, mabasa, mabaha, etc. You know that, no? Pero guys, yung 0.4%, the bad news is, meron tayong tinatawag na inflation. So while your money is earning 0.4%, it's also devaluing at ano ba yung average inflation rate ngayon? 5%? So gumagana yung nag-earn yung pera mo ng 0.4%, pero it's losing value by 5%. So that's a sad story if you're just going to put your money in the bank. Bottom line, guys, find a venue to put your money. Kahit na maliit yan, guys, kasi ngayon pwede ka na mag-invest sa online, no? Meron tayong Call Financial, meron tayong Field Stocks, which really encourages investing. No? Years ago, I learned this while I was still in my early 20s. I learned this, so I invested in, for example, Jollibee, where I think I bought it at magkano lang ba nun, no? Less than 20 pesos yata. So there was a point 2 years ago na umabot ng 300 plus yung Jollibee. So I earned that much already, no? So these things are in the province of finance, no? So we're going to look at this, yung personal finance na to. How do we make our money grow? Okay? Because I'm sure all of you are interested in this. Okay, making our money grow. So I hope I have already encouraged you that this subject is very important. Now, quickly, it's almost time. Ito yung grade components natin. 30% will be the 3 quizzes. Okay, 10% each. And then you have performance tasks, online tasks, 20% online assignments, online discussion, 20%. So that's 40%. Yung finals nyo will be in the form of paper, ratio analysis report, group to, case report, group din to. Again, as I mentioned, magkakaibang groups. Okay? So this is my name. I'm Joscoro P. Bailon Jr. Just call me Bob or Sir Bob or Coach Bob. Okay? Although I prefer to be called Coach Bob kasi I do coaching also. Tapos mas gusto ko na quite informal kasi pag Sir medyo formal, no? So I can be reached here. Now, I suggest that you also communicate with me through Facebook kasi mas madali minsan kaysa email, no? So let me just quickly show you kung ano yung Facebook account ko para okay, so this is my Facebook account. Okay, to Bobby Bailon Jr. I-add nyo lang ako guys para or you message me para mas madali tayong makapag-communicate, no? Sa Messenger. Okay, kasi pag mag-i-email kayo, sometimes hindi naman lagi naka-open yung email ko. Sometimes it might take long. So best way to communicate talaga is through Messenger. Okay, so lastly guys, it's already time. Sorry for this. Yung Zoom link na gagamitin natin will be that one, will be the same, no? Okay, and then pinost ko na yung syllabus natin dito sa okay. Home ulit. Okay, andito guys yung course syllabus natin ha. Just let me just show it to you. Okay. So pareho lang yung guys yung pinakita ko kanina. Okay, so andito yung schedule ng quiz 1 natin. After our module 2, quiz 1, and then after short and long-term funds, quiz 3, and then another quiz after we discuss introduction to investment and managing personal finance. Yung report natin will be on the 12th and 13th week. Okay, so thank you so much guys. That ends our discussion today. And stop recording ko na muna.